Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com for more information. It's the Winter Solstice Extravaganza, a festival unlike any other in the world. Join us for 5 days and 5 nights in the Caribbean island of Antigua. Experience our beaches, our historic island tour, splendid accommodations, and our plant-based meal. And of course, the sunrise and the sunset hike to the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill, Mount Anu, amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. Reserve your spot today and join us from Wednesday the 18th to Sunday the 22nd of December 2024 for the Winter Solstice Extravaganza. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com.
Are you searching for unique handmade black cultural crafts, t-shirts, and accessories? Look no further. Introducing your ultimate destination for the vibrant and captivating creations that celebrate Rastafari and African culture. At Black Dominion, we bring you a curated collection of exquisitely designed, crafted products honoring the rich heritage of Rastafari, Ethiopia, and the Black diaspora. With our user-friendly website, shopping is a breeze. We ship worldwide, bringing black culture to every corner of the globe. Visit www.blackdominion.shop today and start exploring the incredible range of handmade Rastafari and black culture. Find your inspiration, embrace your roots, and stand out from the crowd.
Royal family, blessed love, give thanks for your presence with us. Of course, you know, we glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, the Mawe Haile Selassie Negus and Lagas. We're talking about the power and might of the Holy Trinity. We welcome you to another edition of the Tiger's Nest, the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. Of course, it is Priest Isaac Institute.com. And of course, the link is in the description for those who will be viewing this. We're going to have a beautiful sit down this evening. It is going to be definitely controversial and very provocative for sure. And we will be talking about the banner that many people may refer to as the banner of the spectrum of light, which is the rainbow banner. It has been adopted now by the queer community, and people call it the gay flag. But anyway, that banner, when put in front of a white backdrop, do you know the origin of that flag? Do you know what flag it really is? That's a Jewish flag. That's the flag of the Jews. What you talking about? Well, listen, first of all, don't try to flag me. Don't try to block this information. You don't even have to attempt to report anything. I'm just giving you straight history. I'm not making anything up. This is fact. You can research it yourself. Modern day history now, not no long time back in the past, and what the archaeologists said and all of that. This is reality. So we're going to get into all of that in a few moments. I just want to highlight to each and everyone, you know, who were with us even on Friday previously for the webinar. It was beautiful. Thank you for coming through. We're going to have a follow-up webinar this Friday now. This Friday, mark the date, the 18th of October, and that will be at 9:30 a.m. So make sure you and your marketing team. So if you yourself cannot make it, make sure that your marketing team, you know, is on board. Remember, we are going to be highlighting the magazine Kidemi. Learn how to enhance the visibility of your business, and of course, increase your cash flow by advertising with a Kidemi. So I'm looking forward to everyone. All you have to do is to email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and ask us for your link so that you can come on board and be with us. I'm talking about on Friday. Now, this is not a joke. You got to keep in mind, remember our magazine, I'm speaking of the magazine Kidemi. Remember now, we are entertaining over 20,000 subscribers in a very short time. As I would have said previous Friday for those who were there, when you advertise with us, it's not about just putting your ad in a magazine. You must understand that we have a very rigorous marketing program. That's what we do. That's why we have 20,000 subscribers, because we went and literally put the work in over the years, mark you. So we are definitely on a strong, rigorous marketing and promotional program. That's why we advertise on all the social media networks for sure. We're not only on them, you know, we literally have a budget, and we literally advertise or do our marketing on the YouTube. We do our marketing on Facebook. We do our marketing on Instagram. We advertise on TikTok. And then, of course, you have your LinkedIn. And of course, you have your Twitter, which they call X today, and the different platform, radio, television, locally, regionally. You understand? I'm not asking you, it works. You understand? So if you're serious about your business, if you're serious about your enterprise, you got to let people know. As I said, if you have the best, whatever, it could smell the best, look the best, taste the best, but no one knows about it. Now, again, we have a good subscription club as it relates to our magazine, but I'm trying to show you it doesn't stop there. But anyway, All you need to do is come and visit us on Friday, email us, let us know, I would like to be a part of the webinar. This is not just for you now. This is for your marketing team. Some of you have car rental businesses. Some of you have literal real estate businesses. Some of you may not own the business, but you are an employee for the business. Some of you are a part of the sales and marketing team. Come on, man. Your boss would be happy if you go into the office tomorrow and say, hey, Joe, we have a webinar to attend to on Friday. It's only half an hour, and it's going to be giving us ways to enhance the business and to make more money. I am sure Joe will be happy to hear about that. So yeah, before I continue, for those who do not know, I mean, some people may be just joining us for the first time. I have a beautiful team with me. You know, I'm talking about you who share the link and bring new people in every time. So I gotta welcome them. Give thanks for your presence. We have an online magazine entitled Kidemi. That's the name of the magazine. And of course, it is beautifully set as a flip book. It is also set as a PDF scroll book as well. And you could also get it as a slide. So we are the magazine Kidemi. We will be issuing the next edition in December the 21st. The next edition of Kidemi will be coming out. So we are having a webinar on Friday, again, the 18th from 9:30 a.m. And we're inviting all of you who have different businesses, those of you who work in marketing and sales and advertising and all of that. Come and join us, and we will not only show you why you should be advertising with Kidemi in the upcoming edition, but we will give you a few tips as well that you can carry back to the office and you can implement right away to advance your business and, of course, whatever enterprise you are growing. Beautiful. And for those of you who just want to view the magazine, all you have to do is visit the website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and the link is in the description below, and take your time and flow through the magazine and see all what we have to offer. Beautiful. Now, as I was saying a few moments ago, I was speaking of the flag that many ones would refer to as the LGTB flag or the queer flag or whatever the case is. Now, again, the banner here, the spectrum of light, let's just be clear here. The spectrum of light is a holy thing. The spectrum of light represents life. No matter how much people take it for their own dastardly deeds. But the spectrum of light is what you see when you see a rainbow, which is the light of the sun and the mist of the dew, or the mist of the light rain or the heavy rain that creates, with an angle of the light, a beautiful rainbow. But the rainbow is always there. The rainbow never went anywhere, because the rainbow is life, but it becomes visible. You see it when the fire meets the water. It's such a beautiful thing. So don't make nobody with their sick vibes come and corrupt it and make you throw it away. You understand? But what I'm showing to you now, listen to me now. This flag with the white backdrop belongs to the Jews. You saying, brother, we're not into the conspiracy theory, neither myself. I'm into the reality, what it is. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of history here, just so you don't lose it at all. This is the flag that belongs to a specific Jewish autonomous region in the eastern end of Russia, the former Soviet Union. And they have settled there since 1928. and have established their region, their autonomous community officially with banners and everything since 1934. In fact, this community with almost 200,000 Ashkenazi and Khazanian Jewish people living there is considered to be, listen to this, the oldest and the first, obviously, at this time, established Jewish community in modern time. Now, let me read some information for you before we continue so you can see for yourself the reality of what we are speaking of. And let me just first highlight this. This is some information taken from the website entitled council.gov.ru, which is just showing you a bit of the governing council of the Jewish Autonomous Region Federation Council, and it highlights their deputy chair and, of course, their first deputy chair and their deputy chair. And it's giving you some information on the region, and it shows the regional flags and emblems. You see for sure those who are viewing the rainbow-colored banner there. And it is shown that it has been established since the 7th of May, 1934. And of course, that is very important so you can understand how long ago. Remember, the modern-day Jewish state in so-called Israel was established in 1947 or 1948. Now, this is very important because even from the Balfour Agreement and even prior to that, these Jewish people, descendants of the Ashkenazi and Khazanian people, not even descendants of them, but they are the Ashkenazi and Khazanian people, if I should say descendants of their descendants of the biblical Ashkenaz, which I will get to in a moment. But just to bring a little clarity to this region, and of course the flag that they fly with understanding. This is taken from the website, theculturetrip.com. Why does Russia have a Jewish autonomous oblast? And in fact, you can look up the word oblast for yourself, or a political subdivision of Imperial Russia or a republic of the Soviet Union or of Russia. So that's the term, the oblast. So why does Russia have a Jewish autonomous oblast? All right, well, tell us why. And again, their banner. Have you ever looked at the far eastern corners of a political map of Russia? If you have, you might have noticed a tiny little region right at the border with China called Jewish Autonomous Oblast. How did it appear there? Why was it established? Is it really Jewish? Here's everything you need to know. Well, I don't think it's everything you need to know, but they're going to tell you a few things about the Oblast. I hope the pronunciation is correct. With just, listen to this, 180,000 inhabitants. The Jewish autonomous, Oblast is the 80th of 83 regions in Russia when ranked by population. The first Jewish settlers arrived there, here it says, in 1928, and the oblast was officially established in 1934 as the very first autonomous Jewish territory in the world, some 14 years before the state of Israel. So again, from 1934, it has been officially established. They've been there since 1928. since Tafari became Negus, 1928. And the Oblast officially was established in 1934, officially, as we showed you in the other document from the other website, 1934, the 7th of May. And of course, you could see the banners, the emblems, regional flags, and emblems. And this now was some 14 years before the state of so-called Israel in Palestine is not real, not at all, is not real. Who are you talking about? The is fakies. What do you mean? You mean the Israeli? Yeah, the Israeli. Really? You sure about that? Yeah. Yeah, the Jewish people wish they were the real Jews, but obviously something wrong because they are Ashkenazi. How on earth can you be Ashkenazi and be of Israel? So I'm showing you now, clearly this is showing you that this was the first autonomous Jewish territory. You must understand the history. These people were looking for a territory. I'm speaking of the people that are bombing the life and committing genocide in the Middle East on the Palestinian people. Now, interestingly, I'm telling you, sometimes maybe they've mixed so much, sometimes you can't even differentiate. But they are Ashkenazi stock. So again, I'm giving you some history here with some modern geopolitical happenings. There's nothing here that is anti-Semitic. In fact, I'm not even considering this being a Semitic people at all, according to what a Semite is supposed to be, descendant of Shem. Well, I mean, if you are a Jewish people, if you are a Jew, you must be descendant of Shem. And this is another thing. What's a Shemite? A descendant of Shem. Okay, good. Fair enough. Do you know your biblical history, people? Noah had 3 sons, Shem and Ham and Japheth. Right. And Shem is the father of the people that became the Israelites. So whoever the Israelites are, according from my understanding, they're supposed to come out of the Shemite people. Okay. Now, the people we call the Israelis, which they never say they're Israelites. This is interesting. And they never say there is the real lights. That's why I'm saying there's not, is not real. Yeah, it's not real. It's not real. It's fakey. It's really? Yeah. Jewish, wishing. Wanna stop? Yeah. So I'm showing you that when you comprehend that, again, from the biblical perspective, Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, Japheth. And Japheth now is the father of the Jewish people that we know today. How dare you say that? What do you mean how come on, man, let me show you something here. Now, everyone knows that the Jewish people that we know today are Ashkenazi or Khazanian, but I think the majority of them are Ashkenazi Jews from Russia, from the Soviet Union, from Poland, from what do you call that place? Ukraine, Uzbekistan, and all these places. Pardon me, I didn't get the pronunciation straight, but you gotta forgive me for that. But yeah, but at the same time, Uzbekistan, I meant to say, pardon me, Uzbekistan, right? That's the right pronunciation, but that's not even the right country. I think I'm thinking about Estonia, yes. A lot of these countries from that part, that's former Soviet Union, even Germany to some degree, you find the Ashkenazi people there. You find the Khazanian people there. But anyway, so let's read this here. This is from the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 10. Now these are the generations of the son of Noah. Follow me. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer. These are the sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, and Madiah, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiras. Tiras, yes, I. So these are the sons of Gomer, who is the son of Japheth. Good. And remember the Japheth, Japheth is the father of the Gentiles, basically, you know. Although everyone that is not Israel is considered a Gentile, but the whole concept of the Gentiles, or those who inhabited the isles of the Gentiles, has been stamped on Japheth. So the point is, if you are of Japheth seed, it's impossible for you to be an Israelite. No discrimination, it is what it is. But again, these people never said they were Israelites, you know. You know, who we talking? The Jewish? Yes, them people there. The wishing, the Israeli. Really? That's my point. But anyway, the sons of Gomer now. Here the sons of Gomer. So the sons of Japheth is Gomer, Magog, etc. But the sons of Gomer now are Ashkanaz and Rifat and hey, I don't even have to go anymore. Ashkenaz, that's my point. Ashkenaz is Japheth's grandson. Japheth, who inhabited the isles of the Gentiles. Japheth, who obviously his descendants could not be the bloodline of Israel, because Israel had to come from Shem. That's why some people argue, well, that's why, but some people argue that Shem is the first Melchizedek. I don't know if you follow that concept there. So out of, Shem shall come Israel, and you may be saying, well, priest, well, that kind of puts a dent on even your concept about the true biblical land of Israel. And thanks for bringing the book in. As you know, we have a book entitled The True Biblical Land of Israel. You know, you should definitely visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com. And of course, avail yourself of the book, as it highlights that here it is. The true land of Israel is Africa plus Arabia, okay? And the true Israelites are of African stock, of Ethiopian origin, as far as being melanated Ebonites, black people then, You could argue if it's all black people, which black people, whatever the case is I know that for sure. But the point is now, so ones may argue that, hey, and again, before they argue, you can get the book by visiting our website, priestisaacinstitute.com. Yeah, so ones may argue and say, but listen, man, what you talking about? I mean, the true, remember, out of the children of Ham came black people. Well, that's religious, really. That's nothing factual or anything like that. But anyway, what I could tell you is that the story of Ham, Shem, and Japheth, which are the children of Noah, Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth were all original people. Ham wasn't black and Japheth white and Shem, whatever Shem's supposed to be, a Semite. No, they were all original people. You understand? Israel wasn't there as yet. Shem was there, so I guess all Shem's children are Semites. All Shem's children are Semite. According to the biblical narrative, the Arabs came from Shemdu. So the Arab people are Semites. So the Palestinian and Saddam Hussein and all of them, they're Semites according to the biblical narrative. Now, you see the thing with me, if you understand how we track it, we understand that the story of Noah and everything is highly allegorical. You understand? It doesn't mean it's not true, but it has some deep symbolism in it, because remember, we are Africans, so it's not a problem. We know the allegory. We know 2 animals from all over the world didn't go in no boat and the world was flooded. We understand that. We have broken that down already. But it doesn't make the story a lie. You understand? You leave that for the European educational system. But we understand the balance of allegory. We know how to read allegory. So even though you say, well, he was swallowed by a fish for 3 days and 3 nights, we know he wasn't swallowed by no fish. You could argue if it was a fish, a whale, a turtle, a mongoose, whatever you think swallowed him. But the beauty of the story is that he went into the belly of the beast. You're trying to get biological now and talk about what year and what date and if it was winter or summer. No, but it was an allegory to express a deeper meaning. You see what I'm saying? So the allegory for sure of all nations coming out of these 3 Ethiopians is the science that we've been taught about by our great Sheikh Anta anthropology. That is why now, remember the womb glacier that highlights when the Grimaldi man left Africa and went into Europe, the same region that we're highlighting here. And of course, the womb glacier, this is the ice age that would have covered that part of Europe for almost 40,000 years. And out of the womb glacier came who? The Cro-Magnon man, which is the predecessor of the modern day Caucasian that you know today. That's just science, eh? That's not biblical, but you can see that in the biblical allegory. But anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that. But all I'm saying to you, royal family, is just understanding and it's just comprehension. So in reality, if we're going to follow again the biblical narrative, for sure, we can see without a doubt that Ashkenaz is not Israel. And the people that consider themselves Israel today are of Ashkenaz. They are descendants of Ashkenaz. They say that they're the Ashkenazi Jews. They may have converted too, I guess, to some degree. I don't know their business, but for sure, if it's bloodline we're talking about, no, they ain't got the right to do whatever they may be doing in the name of no Israel. And I will repeat, even the people that they're killing, if these people are Arabs from our understanding from Ishmael and all of that stuff, those are Semitic people. So we have a people that are not Semitic. They're Ashkenazi. You cannot be Ashkenazi and be Semitic. And they're bombing the life out of some Semites because the Semites, some Hebrews. Because remember, Ishmael was a Hebrew too, eh? It was Ishmael and Isaac. These are the sons of Abraham, the Hebrew. So Ishmael and Isaac were both Hebrews and they were both Shemitic. Isaac had Jacob and Esau. That's Hebrews again. So those who say Esau is the white man, well, that's a Hebrew. And the white man would be Semitic too, because all of this is coming from Shem, those who say the white man. I mean, that's just people's philosophy. I don't want to get too deep into that kind of thinking there. You know, that's why we like to deal with science and keep the thing real and know allegory and the place that our allegory has. Very good. So again, the flag now. Yeah. How did they get connected with the flag? Well, let's be clear here. I know most people, when you say the flag, you usually think the flag and you put the flag with the Sodomite movement. But think good. Before the Sodomite movement carried the flag, it was the Jews that had the flag. The community was rocking, you know, whenever they brought it to the forefront. Because I think that's in the 90s too. But you got to keep in mind, this was well established since 1934. Okay, good. Now, just keep this in mind. And we're going to make this quick and clear. With you know, understanding. We live in a world that is really run by Jewish influence. That's just the truth. So when you look into all aspects of entertainment, for sure, I don't mean just the hip and the hop, whether it's boxing, whether it's so-called wrestling, whether it's Hollywood, MGM Studios, whatever it is, the influence, whether it's the news, the Fox, all of the other stuff, the CNN, the influence of the Jewish society is immense. Whether it's shipping, whether it's banking, whether it's insurance, whether it's manufacturing. You may see them scattered here and there when it comes to local politics, but they are the ones that control the politicians, the Jewish community. I think most ones understand this. Most ones comprehend this. Do you know that the pornography industry, again, that also is controlled by these people here? Now everyone knows that, because even Playboy, remember it was Hugh Hefner that was running the show. I don't know what's going on now, but that's his empire that he built. All right. And keep in mind, according to statistics, 70% of all daily searches and clicks and all of that stuff goes into pornography. Can you imagine that? Now, that alone is a serious concern. That alone, I know some people saying, "Oh, no, did we get here?" Well, that's what I mean how we get here. What do you mean how we get here? Pornography is just one part of the sodomite mentality that is they're trying to dump on sane people today. So it goes hand in hand with the everything else, with the trans foolishness, with the abortion foolishness, with the little girls turning to little boys foolishness. Imagine that. What kind of mentality is that? What sort of society is that? When you can tell me little children coming to school have the right to pick what bathroom they're going to use because they have the right to choose their sexual identity. Imagine that. Who are you? And I'm showing you, this didn't just drop out of the sky. It has a root. It's fueled from somewhere. So that is why entertainment is heavy. That is why what you might call it, education, that's another thing all by itself. Education. I'm talking about the system of education. So you have the banking system and insurance and hospitality and all of that and manufacturing. So these fellas have everything covered. Their economy is covered. Their security is covered. Making sure their workforce stays in order, all of that is covered. So that's why they're behind the law. They're not in front of the law. They push the law. They make the law. They put politicians in power. I'm not making none of this up. I think most of you who are into research, you know I'm telling the truth. That's why you can call names for some of these big news agencies, news corporations, some of these big, what you call them, banking systems and all of that stuff, especially when you get into entertainment, especially when you get into the minds of the society. And then when we go into the wars that are taking place all over the world, you think it's just Benjamin Netanyahu is the only Jew that's at war? All the wars you can think about. You just take your time and do your research and see who's at the root of cashing in. Let me put it that way. Now, I know that can be proven. That's not a conspiracy theory. The name of the big organizations that are manufacturing the the jet planes and manufacturing the bombs and manufacturing the missiles and the tanks. So all of the missiles that they're using in Sudan and all the missiles they're using in Somalia and these places in Africa, we ain't making none of that. And even if they're getting them from Arabia, that doesn't mean that there's not another hand involved. And this thing about America helping Israel, listen, you got to understand this is just the same thing. Nobody helping nobody. It's one thing taking place there. That's just to confuse you. That's one big family. Yeah. So that's the world that we live in here. And this is another thing, the people you see on the TV and on the screen and on their cellular phone and all of that stuff, that's just to confuse you too. The real killers, you don't even know their name. Okay. But you got to understand who they are and what they stand for. So I'm trying to show to you now, royal family, get me good, that you may ask yourself again, okay, fair enough. I can follow what you're saying because everything is set like that. I can follow what you say. There's nothing on television just for your entertainment. It's designed in some way to direct your thoughts and direct your thinking to benefit the world that has its foot on the neck, again, of the true children of the Most High. The true children of Israel, not the fakies. You get it. But again, it's designed that way. All right. Now, again, so what is the relationship with the flag? Again, and even the Sodomite movement, and even the Jews. The people. Well, I just showed you a moment ago, Rasta, that these are the people that run the entertainment industry as we know. I just showed you a moment ago that these are the people that literally run the banking agency, the education agency, pornography. And as I said, 70%. Just imagine that. Just think about that. 70% of searches and all of that stuff goes towards pornography every day. So the other 30%, just imagine that. Remember, the world runs on the internet. Hey, let me take a few moments on this subject here, or this topic here. Can't just run away, leave this here. This is important. Because most people don't want to talk about this. Even me bringing this up. I know people like, oh, come on, priest, let's move on. Let's move on. No, we ain't moving on. Let's talk about this. You know how large the internet world is. The world runs off of the internet. I always say, if the internet itself was to break down for 20 seconds, see, that's just about 7 seconds. You see how much time that is? Imagine the internet breakdown for 20 seconds. Man, if I just go quiet maybe for 20 seconds, or you watching something and it stopped for 20 seconds, you log off and look for something else, because time span and your concentration and everything, the whole world runs off of the internet. 20 seconds, we'll have trains crashing into one another, and planes falling out of the sky, and cars dropping over the cliff, because the internet has locked off, shut down for 20 seconds, much less a minute or a day, or because the world runs off of the internet. So I'm just trying to show you how dynamic this internet stuff is, because the internet is running the whole world. The internet is controlling what's in the sky, what's in the ground, the satellites, the internet. So even within the internet world, there's a lot of, correspondence and search and research and and clicks and all of that. And you're trying to tell me that within the scope of the internet world, 70% of the clicks and search and whatever goes towards pornography? That's some serious stuff. That is hell on earth. That is demonism to the highest. So what about the other 30% then? Remember, it's 70 plus 30 that equals 100. It's not a case of, well, you know, there are two things that people click for, pornography and how to lose weight. And 70% goes to pornography and 30% goes to how to lose weight. No. There are millions of other things people research. Millions of other things people are into, from volleyball to planting carrots to sport cars to jet planes to lollipops to all kind of things people search for and click on every single day. And you're telling me that 70% of that goes towards pornography and 30% goes towards everything else? Now, you see them kind of conversation there? That's what we need to be talking about, but people don't want to talk about that. No, that's a little personal. Yeah, personal, yeah, 70%. Now, tell me, who is pushing that? Who profits from that kind of stuff? Now I'm asking the question, who benefits from that? And remember, all of that is a part of the sodomite agenda. It's all one. The killing of babies before they're born, I don't care what they call it, and Roe v. Wade and all that, it's all the same thing. The nastiness, sticking erected penises up people's anuses, wickedness. That's what it is. Who promotes this stuff? That's 70%, not of no population, 70% of the clicks. That is really frightening. Eh? When you sit and you understand this, you understand, wait, all of these people that are just in their cell phones and their lappy-tappy for fun, sucking up the demonism of the world. And that's just one aspect of it, eh? That's just one aspect. Because there's another aspect of that world that's very touching. Countless of young girls. When I say countless, countless. Those of you who are into that, you know what I'm talking about. Countless of young girls. Nobody need to be afraid. Eh? Remember, I'm the one talking here. I obviously not afraid to talk about it. So no, you're listening. No one even know you're listening to me. So don't be afraid. Yeah, just be real and be honest with yourself. Countless of young girls. It's not everybody that's doing that is raking in the dough, you know. Some people have found innovative way to make their money by coming online every night and entertaining fellas and other people. But then, of course, you have the pros that are really raking in the dough. Big bank account and limousine and magazine and whatever the zine is. But then now, you have countless of young girls, man, that either trying to get there or just lost and just sharing their nakedness with the world. Yeah. Who is it that's pushing this stuff? Who is pushing this agenda here? This sodomite agenda? Who is pushing it? This shouldn't even be a quiz. The people that fly the flag. The oldest Jewish community established an autonomous oblast there in Russia This is their flag. And we try to understand what's really wrong. You see, family, our society is in such a quagmire. I'm talking about us as Ebonites, Black people, Africans. The true is real lights. We is the real lights. And just as the scripture says, someone has come to try to rip the light away from us. But hear me, it already clarified itself. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. And I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You hear this? Those who say that they're Jews and are not, the blasphemy, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Now, who on earth could that be speaking of? That's Revelation 2. And Revelation 3 now, verse 9 says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Hear that? So both Revelation 2 and 3 highlights a people that say they are Jews. Now, I wonder who these people may be. And you may say, well, you know, there's several people across the globe that claim to be Jews. You have the Falashas in Ethiopia. Yeah. And there's some people in India too. They say that they're Jews. Yeah. Then you have yeah, I know. You have the people on 125th Street in Harlem. What do you call these people? They're the Black Hebrew Israelites. They say they're Jews. Yeah. That's not what the Bible's talking about. The Bible talking about the people that the world accept as Jews. You know, guess I know the people that the world accept as Jews. You see, the Antichrist, trust me, that's the person that the world accepts as Christ. You can say all you want about our Christ and we have the real Christ, I agree. But you ask anybody in the world, well, in the world, I was going to say on the road, but in the world, who's Christ? Most people are going to tell you Jesus Christ. So the Antichrist is going to be someone that people think is Christ, whether he real or not, but it's still the Antichrist. That's why it's the image of the Antichrist. So the people that consider themselves Jews that the Bible talking about is the people you call the Jews. That's it, straight up. You don't have to look for nobody else, the Jewish people. And they're not the Jews, they're Ashkanazi, their name says so. Now, I'm not here to beat down no Jewish people business. The Most High will deal with that. This is an educational session here. And of course, you know, with some energy, we must deliver it too. But we're just clearly showing you the world that you live in. I like to highlight that to my people so they understand the world that they live in. So all when you see they have these protests against the war in the Middle East and all of that, and you see the gay flag flying, because that's another thing, eh? They like to bring it. Remember, that's an agenda. That's an agenda. That's not just people who've fallen in love with their own kind. Nothing gossip. That's an agenda. There are people behind that making millions, billions to keep that foolishness up. That has woven itself into the political agenda of the wicked. And it's religious and economical agenda too. So you can't just go and play with it. I'm talking about their gay business. You can't just come and run and go in the way. And that's why you see it has the flag of the first state. Well, that's not exactly the flag. The flag has a white background in Russia. All right. All right. As if we don't understand the science of these subliminal messages. But you could argue, because they argue it's not the gay flag. They have that argument, you know. Here, one of the argument is that in the gay flag, they have yellow, but in the Oblast flag, for the Jewish people, they have gold. Yeah. So again, you must understand the agenda that is set. The same way that you're fighting for freedom, redemption, full international repatriation, there's a strong force fighting against that. Hey, let me just heal up my brethren, Brother Jabbar Amin. Brother Jabbar Amin, give thanks for the love, you know. Yeah, and Nancy and the silver ladder. We're gonna get into it. Let me see. I have the book right here. Yes, the silver. Stay away, Brother Jabbar Amin. Enough respect. Family, give thanks for your presence with us, for just inviting ones again to make sure that you are with us on Friday for the beautiful webinar highlighting, of course, the brand new magazine, Kidemi, and how you can be a part of the upcoming edition of Kidemi and learn how to enhance the visibility of your business and increase their cash flow, obviously, by advertising with Kidemi. So it's not necessarily a class I'm having, you know, although I said I'll be giving you a few quick tips, but it's not a class. It's a webinar showing you how you can enhance your business and, of course, bring more visibility to what you have to offer by advertising with Kidemi. That's all. And we will prove to you that we ourselves would have done the same because of the magazine, and we will show to you all of the different avenues where our magazine is being read and the sort of people that are responding to us, and show you how it's possible for you to get a similar response. Hey, that's what it's all about, eh? And you see, that's how we're supposed to deal with this community thing. You understand? We don't leave one another out of anything that, you know, we are, getting into. So if we're advancing, we make the way for all of us to advance together. That's the way it's supposed to be. No selfish thing here. Give me a house on the hill and I okay. And you forget about everybody else in the valley. Yes, Royal Family, give thanks for your presence with us, eh? Glorify. Of course, you know, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And you don't know, it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Life giver and the keeper of life reigning supreme. Yeah. Contact us for your Zoom link for Friday's webinar and be a part of the next edition of Kidemi. Holy Manuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Blessed. It's the Winter Solstice Extravaganza, a festival unlike any other in the world. Join us for 5 days and 5 nights in the Caribbean island of Antigua. Experience our beaches, our historic island tour, splendid accommodations, and our plant-based meals. And of course, the sunrise and the sunset hike to the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill, Mount Anu, amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. Reserve your spot today and join us from Wednesday the 18th to Sunday the 22nd of December 2024 for the Winter Solstice Extravaganza. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com.